Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender Show. Hope you're keeping well. Hope you've had a fantastic week, to be honest. We're into Friday. Obviously no young commentators because they're all enjoying their school holiday break, summer break. So hopefully they're all away and lapping it up with the sun, because we don't know whether we've got sun, rain, snow, hail, whatever it may be. This is the great British weather, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. Well, what have you been doing? I've been enjoying really thoroughly the Olympics, to be honest. I've been watching loads and loads, and I just think Great Britain are doing absolutely fantastic, to be honest. Normally, over the years, I've not taken the time out to watch Olympics. I've always been busy, but I've had a little bit of time this year, and yeah, I've been hooked on it, and I'm enjoying it. But at the moment I'm not watching any because I'm doing this show, because I'm hooked on that as well, on the podcasting. So whatever you are, I hope you've been absolutely fantastic, out and about. Hope you've been enjoying yourself. Obviously we know what's been happening over the week, and to be honest, I'm not happy with all that, you know what I mean, because obviously in the community it's nice to work together and be together and bring each other together, and I don't like to see local businesses affected, because people are doing their utmost to try and bring the joy and cheap prices, to be honest, to our communities. I don't believe in smashing your own places up. I really don't. Totally against that. Let's hope any protests from now on are going to be peaceful. That's all we need to be. You know, it is GB, and no one likes the violence, especially the kids. It's all about the kids. We don't want them being brought up to witness what's going on. You know, these are only young, and to be honest, I am now celebrating because my daughter had a little baby girl last night, and bringing the baby into this world, you start thinking, oh my God, what's it going to be like in the future? You start to worry, and I start to worry about my grandchildren out and about as well, because they're 6s, 7s, 8s, going up to teenagers, and it's a massive worry. It really is a massive worry. I don't want to see them being involved in anything that we've been watching on our streets. It's all about the kids, any kids, especially your own kids, you know what I mean. You start to worry, and we all talk about safeguarding at grassroots football. Dear me, safeguarding all over the streets and wherever you may be now, isn't it? Because we've got many of adults out there causing big safeguarding problems, and it's our kids who are probably in the middle of it. And I know there was 1 or 2 posts on social media where these troublemakers, let's say it like that, you know, because it's a kids show, were affected a little bit because it was at the bottom of their street and they could hear things and they couldn't sleep, and it was frightening, you know, because you've got fire engines, ambulances, police, all with the sirens on. People wonder what's going on. So come on folks, I appeal to everyone out there, peaceful protests, that's all we want, please. I normally wouldn't do anything like this on the Grassroots Show, not in a million years, but obviously celebrating my 11th grandchild, you have to speak up a little bit and you have to show your concerns, don't you? You can't keep quiet about it, you know. So we're all there trying to bring people together, communities, and that's what we thrive on, bringing people together, and we will continue doing that with Don't Cross the Line. And I'm hoping that we get more and more people on board with us, because we try to bring peace at grassroots football. Dear me, we've got to start spread that out now to the streets. You wouldn't have thought. So yes, let's do it. Let's bring peace and normality back to our streets and look after our kids. And remember, it is our kids who are going to suffer in the long run. So please take note of that. Let's get on with things. Let's, if we're going to protest, make them peaceful, and let's just forget about what's going on. Let's just get on. Hope this government, the Labour government, can do things about it and make our country a little bit safer, and also make communities a better place to be, because that's what Don't Cross the Line do. Bring people together, and we still will, regardless. We have to move onto the streets to do it. Don't Cross the Line will. We do it in grassroots football, and there's tens of thousands. We get the message across to there. All about respect, don't bully, aggressive behaviour, racist comments and abusive behaviour. That is what we thrive on, stopping that, bringing a zero tolerance to it, and that is what we portray. That is the message we portray. So can everyone portray our message, please, and tell everyone not to cross the line and stay indoors. It's probably safer. Watch the TV and ignore. If anything goes on, ignore it, don't get involved, and let's bring everyone to justice who are really, really hell-bent on just making trouble and making lives a misery for everyone else. There's my say. But yeah, if you want to congratulate me, Mal at don'txtheline.com, little granddaughter, can't wait to see her. She had a few breathing problems, but fingers crossed. I'm just waiting for the feedback from my daughter and what have you, you know. But yeah, we're ecstatic to bring our 11th grandchild into this world. But to be honest, I want to make it a safer world, and I think everyone does, who I talk to as well. Okay, if you're out and about tomorrow, you may have grassroots football, you may have friendlies. I think the JFA GENOA, they have one now. Yes, DXTL is gone. I might just nip up there and see that at Jeffrey Humble, and I'm playing a derby game, to be honest, in a friendly, JFA Monaco, if I'm correct. So fingers crossed. I'll stand back and see how this game goes on, see how the kids portraying their tactics from now on, and I'll guarantee they'll all come running to me, because they're cracking little bunch of kids, and let them go. Last week I was lucky enough to be at the JFA presentation. Plenty of teams getting their rewards from the season just gone, and our team had no problem either. They got a little trophy, a welcoming trophy off JFA, thank you very much, and then we moved them outside and done our own little presentation there with the parents and with the kids themselves, in a lesser crowd, should we say. We just wanted to bring a little bit of, well, let's hope they did, they all enjoyed our little presentation, and I enjoyed it myself, and it was my turn to hand the team over to Sophie, which I did. Now it's all Sophie's turn, and I'm sure Jack will be out and about and coming on board this August, if not before. He might be there Saturday. I'll get hold of Sophie and find out, but I'm not even too sure on the time now. See, I don't get feedback anymore. I'm out the group and I'm not part of it, so does anyone want me? No, but I'll be there making sure that team and everyone else's team are showing loads of respect towards the referee. Not even too sure if they've got a referee. I think if they have, it'll be Sophie or Jack. Anyway, look forward to having a little look at them, because the season is only around the corner, isn't it? Dear me. September, all the kids go back to school. Sorry about that, kids, I've got to remind you. And then the season starts with the kids. But as I say, I'm sure there'll be loads of kids watching the Olympics and wonder if they're going to say, oh, I'm trying to play football here. I want to be in the athletics. I want to be a gymnast. I want to do the swimming. Because there's plenty of Brits there, out there, proving they're all, aren't they? You know what I mean? It's great. Let's all be sports enthusiasts. Even the golfers on there, there's football being on there. You name it, there's some sports on there that I've never seen before in my life. But I'm enjoying it all as we go along. And the coverage, you must admit, from the BBC has been absolutely fantastic. So spot on for that, I must admit. It's right up there, and if you miss it and you've been aware, the highlights to catch up on that. And I've even been watching highlights, because you can't watch it all 7 days a week, can you? Not in a million. And I don't even know when it finishes. Is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks? Does it finish this weekend? Someone let me know. don'txtheline.com. Well, I've just finished my second book. Yes, not published yet. Got to send it off to my illustrator and publish it just after this one. But honestly, we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to that coming out. And if you want to put a pre-order in, the kids are probably 6 to 10. That's what I'd put a limit on it. Whether my ghostwriter, my illustrator tells me different, I wouldn't think so, but maybe. But that's me. Well, when I say 6, 5 to 10, 5 years of age to 10 years of age, it's great, and it's a little bit about, as you'd expect, referees and players themselves, you know, and parents. So you can understand where I'm coming from. So if you want to order a copy, I don't even know the price. Make me a donation, I'm not bothered. Make sure you get your first copy off the press. don'txtheline.com. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. I'm taking orders now, but obviously it's not going to be extreme What about a Christmas book for the kids? There you go, put your order in. Just say, I'll have one, Mal. Get in touch with me. I want to sell hundreds and hundreds. And my second book is lined up to go out as well, so you can follow on to that one. Yes, I'm an author. Dear me, I don't know whether you like the book, but the kids will. It's for the kids. And I'm sure all the adults will be flicking through it as well. And if you're a big store as well and you'd like to see my book on the shelf, we've been established since 2003. Know what I'm talking about. Seen it, been there, wore the t-shirt. Honestly, know everything about grassroots football. Been in the game over 40 odd years. We started our campaign in 2003. But before that, I was running teams, I was on committees. I've been there, and I said, you know, and I do trophies for kids, so there's many thousands of trophies that I have done with the engraving plates on there over the years. God knows how many I've done, but simply thousands, and they're simply the best. So yeah, trophies as well. So I'll be taking bigger orders for you for next year. If you want to save money, get in touch with myself. Okay, we've got just over 10 minutes to do of the show. Yeah, so I'm packing it in, I'm getting everything going, letting you know more about what I'm doing and what I'm up to. I'm a proud granddad today. I can't wait to see the baby and hold the baby as well when everything's all fine and hunky-dory, as they say. And I'm sure all the family will be together. Yes, that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. Anyway, as they say, what have you been up to? What games have you got? Let me know what games you've got. As I say, I'm out and about tomorrow. Jeffrey Hummel, I don't think there'll be many games on. There will be friendlies. I'm also getting in touch with my MP, writing a letter to the government regarding price increases for you, for training. Let me know your thoughts on this. Managers, coaches, if you don't let me know the thoughts, then you must be happy with all the price increases going up. Now, I also want to debate about signing on fees for clubs. Can someone enlighten me on this one? Because I believe they can go up to something like £50 signing on fee for kids when they join their team or club. I'd like to know, because sometimes that can be extreme, because I know the figures, the ins and outs of how to run a football team. So unless those teams have not got sponsors, yeah, you could look at that and say, look, you're buying the kits. But parents would chip in for the kits as well, because at the end of the day, when the sponsor buys it, they're their kits anyway, because the sponsors are buying them, they're wearing them, the children have got them, they've got to be looked after. The parents aren't paying a penny for them ones. So you've got to take your hats off to the managers, the coaches, for organising all that. But if you haven't got a sponsor, maybe you could look at using a sign-on fee. That's the way I look at things, and no one will debate that, because where are you going to get the kits from otherwise? Now, I know kids can't join clubs if they haven't got a sponsor, because all the clubs are suggesting now that they must come to them with a sponsor. They won't find them. You've got to bring the sponsor to help to get your kit as well. Now, we need to know breakdowns from all the clubs, because we don't want thousands. We talk about leagues. We talk about leagues having so many thousands in the bank, and that shouldn't be allowed. That should not be allowed, because even in the FA handbook, if you check that out, there should be a substantial amount. When I say substantial, a little amount of money kept over for the following season, not thousands, because when you join, your team joins a league, you are the members. That is your money. So I believe that every league, if I was running a league, everyone will get a benefit of whatever is in that league pot after payments out. Because don't forget, the referees are a separate payment. They're not paid by leagues. They may collect the money in, but they're not paid by the leagues, even though it may look like that the leagues are paying them. It's the team, the club, who pay all the referee fees as well. So that's a separate entity. There's loads of separate entities: your insurance, your affiliation fee, your league fees. Now, I believe with the hubs going up, the league fees could also go up as well, because they charge more. And if that's the case, that's more money in the coffers, because they are not losing anything. It's the teams all the time that are being penalised, and they are losing. So I'm fighting your corner. I'm fighting as I fight for referees, as we all know, about good behaviour. This is what the t-shirts are all about, making sure that the referees are looked after and welcomed on the sidelines in grassroots football. But I also look into the fees, or I want to look into the fees, and I have been, and teams are helping me out. teams are sending in figures and saying how hard it is to put two and two together basically and run that team. I'm looking for more loopholes, more openings where it could be some free football for the kids, because we know there's a lot of hardship and there's no change in what's going on as well in society at the moment. You know, we're looking for kids, you know, mental health, that is going to affect a lot more as well. Everything that we do is all to bring back into grassroots football. We do nothing else. We're a volunteer organisation, we're a CIC, a community interest company, which means it's the next best thing to a charity. Now, when I look at all this fundraising going in for things and I see these organisations opening up, people are saying just give to a charity. I think that's totally wrong. I really, really do. I think it should be given to distribute, like we do with our CIC Heart of Gold initiatives. We are building that up to help the community, to help people in grassroots football, disadvantaged children, children with mental health. We're doing that. So why should a charity get it? Because don't forget, in charities as well, I've looked at becoming a charity, but I look at things thinking, well, you can employ yourself, you can take on people to work for you, they're not volunteers, so there's funds that need to be raised to pay wages for everyone. There's a lot of expenses go out. You know, yes, you do have expenses go out on CIC, but if you look around what we try to do, and we try to adopt everything that we do and bring kids into our studio, give it all back, feedback, bring our volunteers in to help out and do things. There's no major wages, but look at your governing bodies, look at your county FAs, look at the volunteers they've got working for them, doing their work. Look at the leagues, volunteers, look at the teams, volunteers, but you're getting charged for courses, extreme prices. To me, there should be a lot free, and I think we're turning a blind eye to all this, because that could help the disadvantaged children, children with mental health, managers who are paying out of their own pocket, which still goes on. It's wrong, and I was still doing that myself, and I want to make it extra special, and I know there's managers and coaches out there still doing it because they haven't got the heart to turn around to one of the children and say, you have to leave the team because you're not paying your subs. And I know plenty, and they'll probably come in and talk about that as well. So come on, get behind what we're trying to achieve. We want to try and achieve better facilities, cheaper facilities for everyone in grassroots football. We want to make it more affordable. We want to make it that you're not struggling to put your hands in your pocket because people are now having a right go at you over you haven't paid your subs. You know, what's going to happen? You're going to have to leave the team, and little Tommy, little Nita, whatever it is, may have to leave that team. The kids don't know any better. But if the parents are struggling, we need to look to some sort of loophole, and that's why I'm working with our local MPs and hopefully the government to make a difference, because I want to be brought on as a community interest company to help out grassroots football, because I've been there, as I say, I've been walking the streets, I've been walking the pitches, the sidelines, I know what's going on. I'm not employed there, I've got my job as a full-time support worker, or should I say nearly part-time now. I'm cutting it down a little bit, but I'm still in employment and I still make a difference to society and the communities. We need to do something. We need to build up with momentum, and I don't like the sounds. That's an ambulance, and there's new sirens going around, and obviously you can get through everywhere now, so apologies for the sound noise on that one, especially to our SoundCloud listeners. Anyway, we need support. Get in touch with myself, mal@don'txtheline.com. I'm setting up some sort of petition as well, and I've got hopefully a little bit of help from Wayne, who should be in touch and let me know what's going on. In the meantime, we finished our Friday show without our young commentators. I do hope that you're enjoying the show, and there's a lot that you can get involved with. In the meantime, we'll be back again tomorrow evening at 7. I'll give you an update on how the two teams performed in their little friendly. But put your feet up, and if you've got a game, make sure it's loads of respect on and off the field of play. And get behind Don't Cross the Line, who are still bringing communities together. So myself, Mal Lane, all the team here, the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, Respect programme, No Ref, No Game, Heart of Gold initiatives, and respect. We'll be back tomorrow, round about tea time. Good night, God bless.